Hello, my name is Jonah, and this is my channel, JW Studios. And here's a brief overview of the show I'm in the process of making called The Apocalypse Party. Part 1, Background. So, ever since I was little, I've loved animation. From stop motion to 2D cartoons, I have always wanted to one day make my own animated show. But it wasn't until recently where I took this dream seriously. If you want to hear more about my journey up until this point, I have a video titled, I Started Chasing My Dream at 17. You should really watch. Okay, to be fair, you don't need to watch it before watching this video, but I bet it would help if you did. You want to know what would also really help? Subscribing. Anyways, with that out of the way, the last few weeks I've been making progress shorts of me writing and designing the Apocalypse Party. I've always been obsessed with the concept of an apocalypse happening, and I am super excited to show you what my take on it would be. Warning, there's spoilers for the show ahead. Part 2. Where do I even begin? So here's the general synopsis of what I have right now. The Apocalypse Party is an animated dystopia/horror series about 4 kids who find each other 10 years after the start of an apocalypse, where interdimensional aliens take over the world. They find themselves going on many silly and horrific adventures, struggling with concepts of failure, purpose, faith, and happiness. They battle many uncanny and terrifying stop-motion aliens, all the while finding some sort of grip on reality as they grow and mature. The main messages of the show will be finding peace in chaos and not giving up. So yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. So I guess to start off, and to paint you a better picture of what the show actually looked like, I'll say this. The bulk of it will be in 2D, kind of childlike style of animation. Think like Frog and Toad, children's literature, mixed with some classic Cartoon Network styles. The background, the characters, and anything else in the world will be like this. But the monsters, the interdimensional corrupted aliens, they will be in stop motion. That's right, half of my show is going to be in stop motion. Well, not half, but some of it. And I'll explain my reasoning for that later. But right now I want to finish talking about the characters and the plot, which brings me to this. Part 3, the characters and the plot. As I said earlier, the Apocalypse Party focuses on 4 main characters. Vincent, the leader of the group, Eddie, the loose cannon, Gus, the nerdy tech expert, and Telly, the sensitive puppy. Vincent was 7 at the time of the Great Corruption, aka the start of the apocalypse. He was staying with his grandfather Martin, who was a prepper. And so when the apocalypse finally happened, Martin was prepared, and he and Vincent went into his bunker. Vincent's grandfather taught him all he would need to know about surviving the apocalypse, and after 10 years of being in the bunker, Martin died and Vincent was forced to leave and find a place Martin told him about, called Prepper's Island. It was a place established by his old Prepper's buddies, and while on this journey looking for this island, he runs into some trouble and is saved by Eddie. Eddie was born the day of the apocalypse. He is 10 years old when he meets Vincent. Eddie spent most of his life barely surviving with his mother, running around from bad camp to bad camp, finally ending up in the shithole settlement known as the Junkyard. And who would have guessed living with bad people was bad? Eddie found his mother dead and abused in the middle of the street at the age of 9. Then, after being traumatized, ran away with all of his belongings to make it his mission to be as tough as he can so nothing bad happens again. Then, after Vincent and Eddie are acquainted, they travel and go into a secret government facility/space station that was broadcasting a radio show. It is here where they meet Gus. Gus was 6 at the time of the apocalypse, and his mother worked at the space station. It was Bring Your Child to Work Day at the time of the Great Corruption, so Gus and his mother hid out in the government facility. They eventually set up and had a small settlement going with the rest of the workers, until it got overrun by corrupted and only Gus survived. He lived in the remains of the abandoned facility for years, talking on the radio and starting his own fake radio show. Too scared to leave his own den until Vincent and Eddie showed up, befriended him, and then afterwards they all left together towards Prepper's Island. They traveled together for quite some time, doing good in one place, causing trouble in another. And then, as they were traveling one day, they found Telly, badly damaged in a river. Telly was created 3 years before the apocalypse started. No one knows who made him or why, but all he knows is that he was held in a government laboratory where they did all types of tests on him. He doesn't know what happened to him, but is helped by the boys and they get him all fixed up. And then this new, sensitive, baby robot joins the group. Okay, so that's the main 4 characters, and a little bit of lore about them. And yes, I still have a lot to tweak and flesh out, but I'm pretty sure I got the main parts down. Let me know what you think about these characters, as well as if you have any ideas what I can do with them. Okay, so speaking of which, the plot. So, as of right now, I'm thinking after these 4 boys get to know each other and trust each other, they travel in a group and go on many apocalyptic adventures while trying to find Prepper's Island. Their search, however, is often disrupted by their main 2 ops, the Corrupted and the Black Coal. The Corrupted are the interdimensional aliens that started the apocalypse. As for the Black Coal, it is a militaristic faction that specializes in eliminating the Corrupted. However, they stop at nothing to hunt these monsters, and their methods to achieve the topmost efficiency are beyond cruel. After someone signs their life away to join the Black Coal, most of their memories are wiped clean from their heads, their mouths are sewn shut, and they are wrapped in black rags and put into re-education. After which, they are dressed up and sent out to Coal as mindless killing machines. One of the main reasons that the Black Hole is so efficient at killing Corrupted is because they mainly only implement melee weapons to Cull. You see, there's a big problem with using melee weapons while fighting the Corrupted in my lore. The closer you get to the monsters, and the more gore and insides you get on you, the more possibility that you can become corrupted yourself. You see, the Black Coal soldiers are all corrupted under their rags. That's why they can't take them off, because if they do, they lose control and turn into another horrific monsters, the same ones that they are tasked with killing. And so yes, for your information, I know I'm ranting at this point, and don't worry if you're trying to follow along, I'll make more in-depth lore videos separately about everything I just mentioned and more. Part 4. Why use stop motion in my cartoon? I know this probably isn't the top question most of you guys have about the show, but I already said that I would get back to it, and I'd like to explain myself for anyone interested. So something that's going to really make this show stand out and give it the vibe I want is going to be my implementation of stop motion monsters. And the main reasons I really want to do this are as follows. Firstly and most importantly, I love stop motion. I think it is beautiful and I would love to make some puppets that I can actually bring to life. Secondly, since these monsters are specifically interdimensional beings that corrupt any animal they can, using stop motion would be a very clear way to indicate what is corrupted and what is not. Now to add to that, there's a specific technique I've seen done that I adore. It is where the characters in a show or piece of media are very simple and basic looking, while the monsters are insanely detailed and horrific. It allows the audience to really step into the character's shoes and see the uncanny creatures more like the characters do. And while yes, I could make the monsters drawn very detailed, that costs hecka dough to get the standard I would want. So alternatively, if I spend my time making insanely detailed stop motion puppets, I can skip having to find a way to make all the drawings look extra detailed and work right. So all in all, I'm really excited to use stop motion in the Apocalypse Party. Part 5. Overall Review. So yeah, that's what I have right now. Of course, I have smaller plots and characters written and designed, which I will talk about more in different videos and shorts. But I mainly just wanted to take today to talk about the overall, Speaking of, to recap for anyone who's missed it, so far the plot is as follows. Vincent leaves his grandfather's bunker after he dies in search of a place called Prepper's Island. On his journey, he runs into Eddie, Gus, and Telly. They all go on many misadventures and side quests while trying to find this Prepper's Island. They run from and fight many enemies, most notably the Corrupted, interdimensional monsters, and the Black Coal, an evil military organization that specializes in killing the Corrupted. They will fight against these two enemies often while on their own personal journeys of growth and maturity. Yeah, that's about it for the overall review. Part 6. What's next? And outro. So for right now, I'll continue posting every day, writing, designing, and doing anything else I need to make this become a real show. Which reminds me, if you want to see this become a real show, I am in the process of creating my own Kickstarter for funding the pilot, which will be available for free on YouTube. The truth is, I need funds to make this a reality, and even the smallest donation would really help. Also, for all of you interested in getting something directly back besides a finished pilot, there will be possible rewards you can get for help funding the pilot. So yeah, that should be set up in about a week or so. As for anyone watching this in the future, check the description, I'll put it under this video. Anyways, after the Kickstarter is official, I'll make my own series of lore videos focusing on different characters and factions in my world. And then hopefully, in a year and a half or so, we can officially start making the pilot. So yeah, I know that was a lot, and trust me, I'm leaving out so much as is. But I really think this gives a good overall concept for the Apocalypse Party. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe, it's free! I need all the support I can get to. It really helps this project, especially at a stage this early. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment to let me know what you thought, as well as any ideas for the show. Also, if you're interested in helping out on this project now or in the near future, email me. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for being such a good audience, and I'll see you soon for some more Apocalypse Party content.